Impossible situations, difficulties that don't seem to have any way out, trying to figure out where to go, what to do, who's going to help. You know what? I've been there, am there, and maybe you're there too. And there's one word that will help us through this, and that's the word faith. Let me talk about that. Even standing in the midst of rain, I want to go further into that because it's so important. Mark 9:22-24. There's a situation where a father needs his son healed. There's nothing to do. There's no one to help him. The disciples tried and they couldn't do it. So he comes up to Jesus and he says this, "If you can, have pity and help us." What does Jesus say? Jesus says, "If you can." Anything is possible for those who believe. The Father responds, "I do believe. Help me with my unbelief." Wow, such a powerful testament. And I'm just thinking back on one of the moments where Valerie and I were really needing faith. Trying to live in LA, especially on the west side, it can be difficult. And we had to make a point where we lived in something like this, a garage that was converted for people to live. It was almost 2 years that we lived in this place until mold came. And if you've ever had to deal with mold, that is not a fun situation. Living out of a suitcase for a month, trying to figure out how that's going to be, tension rising. It almost seemed impossible that we could be able to live close to the church. But you know what? This is now actually the garage of the house that we do live in, across from the church. Thanks to the help and the generosity of church members in getting that figured out for us. But it almost seemed impossible. And so, what does that look like for you? We can take notes from the Father, who was willing in his vulnerability to come before the Lord and admit his weaknesses. He didn't just say, "Here's my prayer request," but you know what? I'm struggling with this in the midst of my request. That there's power in admitting our difficulties, our mistakes, and saying, "Lord, help me." But second, we also can ask for help. That God is a God who cares, who brings comfort, who wants to answer our prayers, and loves each and every one of us. So regardless of what you're facing and what you're going through, you can admit your weakness to him and ask him for help. Okay? I'm going inside where it's nice and warm. I'll see you later.